On December 19th, 1979, Michelle Martinko, a high school senior from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, was found murdered in the parking lot of a department store. She had been stabbed multiple times. Her body left inside her family's car. The case quickly became a mystery that would haunt the town for decades. Michelle was just 18 years old. She had gone to the mall to shop for a winter coat, and she was last seen by her mother, who had dropped her off. But when her family tried to reach her later that night, there was no answer. Hours later, Michelle's body was discovered in the car, and the police were called. The community was shaken. Michelle had no known enemies, and there was no apparent motive. Investigators believed it was a random act of violence, but the lack of evidence and leads made the case incredibly difficult to crack. Despite the outpouring of public support for finding the killer, the case went cold, and Michelle's murder was left unresolved for over 40 years. For years, investigators tried to piece together clues. They interviewed potential witnesses, gathered forensic evidence, and looked into people Michelle might have known. However, there was nothing that could lead them to a suspect. Then, in 2018, everything changed. Iowa police turned to a powerful tool that had started to revolutionize cold case investigations: genetic genealogy. This new method allowed investigators to compare DNA evidence from the crime scene with genetic profiles from databases like GEDmatch, which contains genetic data voluntarily submitted by people who want to learn more about their ancestry. In 2018, a breakthrough finally came. Investigators discovered a match to a distant relative of the suspect through DNA testing. This led them to a man named Lynn Burns, a 64-year-old man from the Cedar Rapids area who had lived near Michelle's family at the time of the murder. His DNA was found to be a direct match to semen found at the crime scene. Burns was arrested in December 2018, nearly 40 years after the murder. The news of his arrest sent shockwaves through the community and the nation. Burns, a father and grandfather, had lived for decades with the secret of his horrific crime. Burns was charged with first-degree murder. As the case progressed, the community and Michelle's family learned that the man who had killed Michelle, Martinko, had been living among them, hiding in plain sight. He had never been a suspect until DNA testing linked him to the crime, and it was only after this advanced technology emerged that justice could be served. In 2020, Burns went on trial for Michelle's murder. During the trial, it was revealed that Burns had been in the parking lot that night, and despite no direct evidence pointing to him until the DNA match, the case against him was strong. Michelle's family, who had waited decades for answers, was finally able to find some measure of closure. On May 2020, Burns was found guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The Michelle Martinko case serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance in solving cold cases. What started as a senseless and tragic murder turned into a decades-long quest for justice. And thanks to the advances in DNA technology, Michelle's killer was finally brought to justice. Though Michelle's family can never truly heal from the loss, her case has brought hope to other families whose loved ones' murders remain unsolved. Justice may take time, but sometimes, with persistence and technology, even the coldest of cases can be solved. Her story reminds us that time may pass, but justice, no matter how delayed, can can still be found. Until next time, stay safe.